My favorite thing about roller coasters is the fear that the safety devices that keep me locked in place could fail at any time. And while that particular fear doesn't exist in VR, games like Roller Coaster Legends 2 and Until Dawn Rush of Blood prove that with good-looking environments and an awesome sense of speed, VR can still deliver an exciting ride. PlayStation VR's newest roller coaster game, simply called Coaster, doesn't do any of that, and even worse, once you've played it once, you'll probably never want to play it again. Coaster gives you 4 different roller coasters to choose from: Space, Picnic, Moon, and Living Room. Picking one sets you off careening down a coaster where lots of problems spring up immediately. The most immediate concern is that, while the graphics are sharp, everything just looks bland and boring. These aren't exactly long, sprawling tracks through big open areas, so you'd hope for a little more attention to detail, especially considering the limited number of coasters available. Plus, the tracks themselves are just floating in midair, giving them a generic look, like somebody arbitrarily drew tracks with their finger around pre-existing environments. But even worse, the immersion is practically non-existent, and considering that the cart moves at a pretty decent clip, the blame has to lie with 3 fairly obvious culprits. The first one are the subtle but forced blinders blocking out your peripheral vision. For people who suffer from motion sickness, this isn't the worst thing ever, but the rest of us looking for the most extreme rush a game can offer definitely need an option to turn those off. The next culprit is the audio. Anyone who's been on a roller coaster knows that when you're flying around corners, climbing the first descent on a chain lift, or even when you're blasting through tunnels at high speeds, there are specific sounds associated with all of those things. Coaster has none of them. In fact, I didn't even think there were sound effects until the second level, when I heard something that sounded like wind during a quiet part of the soundtrack. The music, by the way, is laid back and relaxing, which is fine for a puzzle game, but not for an exciting roller coaster ride. Lastly, the DualShock 4's vibration is tremendously underutilized. There's no thunking of the track, no hard vibrations during tight turns, no anything. In fact, the only time you feel the vibration is when you hit R1 to boost, which does seem to speed things up slightly, but doesn't make the experience any more exciting. Coaster is sadly the least impressive VR roller coaster on PlayStation VR to date. Sure, we have amazing offerings like Rush of Blood, but even the $6 Roller Coaster Legends 2 blows Coaster away. You can see all 4 tracks in under 10 minutes, but even if it had 20 more tracks to choose from, the core mechanics just aren't all that great, removing the excitement that every roller coaster, real or virtual, needs to have to justify its existence.